Well, good evening, everyone. Technical difficulties out the ass today. But thanks for joining us. It's been 2 weeks since our last session because we had sickness last week, aka me. Hard to run a campaign when the DM is sick. Can try.
Oh, yeah.
But we're finally back this week for more Adventures in Middle-earth. So thank you for joining us. Just as a general FYI for everyone out there, the majority of us right now are under a tornado watch, so if we have to seek shelter or cut streams short at any given point, we will try to let you know, but that is currently our situation.
Are you scared of no naders?
Good luck with that.
Hey, we already established radiant slashing will be fine.
I mean, it will do damage. Might not do enough.
I'll make it work.
But
God, this group still doubts me, everybody. Rude.
I don't doubt you. You're the best.
Thanks, Lindsay.
alright.
And when I die tomorrow, I'll remember you all fondly.
What?
What?
Tomorrow?
What?
We'll die tomorrow.
Bold of you thinking I'll make it that long.
Yeah.
Again, the lack of faith.
Alright. Simmer down. We have a session to do here.
Yeah, I'm excited because I'm here now.
Last I checked, perhaps. Alright, so. Where did we leave off? Welcome back, travelers. You want more of this story, do you? Well, gather round. Whereas last we left off we'll call them heroes for now, but that might change in time. When we last left the story, we were presented into the early Third Age of Gondor, the South Kingdom of the Dunedain and the former Númenóreans. Specifically, in the city of Osgiliath, the former capital of Gondor. The city lie in ramshackle ruins with a dwindling population. And here's where our story began, where three paths intersected. Met three of our beloved heroes, characters of our story, one of which was Locke, a Rivendell elf, who seemingly set up shop in a foreign settlement of Gondor, is looking to make a name for himself, but has not gone this long without making some friends of a local healer. Also, out in the woods of Ithilien, upon patrol, we met two Gondorians. At this point in their lives, mercenaries, one younger than the other, one a little bit more seasoned. One known as Syrian, former captain of the guard, of the Citadel Guard. The other one, known as Malvor. Had a long career in the military, but was rather uneventful in his life, and has sought to be a mercenary, an adventurer, someone seeking thrill in their elder years. Out in the woods of Ithilien, as they patrolled these dirt paths, heard something nearby as the paths all throughout Ithilien seemingly came to converge eventually, heading towards Osgiliath. While Locke himself was also out in these woods, scavenging for Kingsfoil at the behest of his friend. They all came to notice a small caravan of 2 wagons and several Gondorian soldiers come under attack of an ambush of goblins and orcs. They rushed to the aid, though seemingly too late, as the Gondorian soldiers were slain before they could arrive, and most of the civilians were either dead or unconscious. Took 2 of the unconscious into a wagon and sped back towards Osgiliath to try and seek aid for them. Returning to the houses of healing in Osgiliath, they did their best, though the 2 still seemingly unconscious by the time they were dismissed, leaving the healers to do what they did. Inside the wagons, they found mining supplies, rock ore, specifically a very dark, almost obsidian glass-like ore that they were unfamiliar with. But the rest of the mined rock and quarry substance seemed very similar to that which was used to construct cities like Osgiliath, Minas Tirith, and Minas Ithil. They retired for the evening, Malvor returning early to the barracks to get some well-deserved rest, and the other two, Syrian and Locke, took a moment to talk at the King's Respite, a local inn, shared an ale, and then eventually retired themselves. And that is where our story will begin tonight. Or continue, I should say. As it is the next day in Osgiliath, and the sun is shining brightly outside, and the white stone, though still somewhat dirtied in Osgiliath, does reflect a quite bit of that light, making it a little bit hard to see at times. The river can be heard as it's flowing gently throughout the city. And what people still live here are seeking the day. They are going about their business, whether it be a merchant or fisherman or whatever odd job they may have. This is where we will begin. As the day is yours, the three of you currently. Malvor and Syrian, you are back at the barracks. This is currently where you are held up for most of your days. As being mercenaries, you are allowed to stay here, rest, and for the most part, not having the worry to spend money at a housing or an inn. Locke, you still reside at the King's Respite for the evening. Locke, you do have some matters to attend to that you may recall, that you did return the King's Foil to Manaame, but haven't seemingly claimed your reward yet, as you had quite a ruckus the night before.
Just a scotch.
Yes. So as the three of you wake separately, two of you in your own bunks at the barracks, and the other sort of center of town at the King's Respite. Whoever would like to lead, the day is yours.
Well, I'm gonna go find the captain and collect my pay.
Syrian, buddy. Hey, kid, listen, kid. Captain's gone.
Okay.
Captain shipped off to Minas Tirith. Has a meeting with the king or something.
Okay, I was hoping we would continue on from last night and I would get my money.
Just go talk to the second in command to get your money.
Fine. Money I get. I'll go find and hopefully get my cash.
All right.
I'll
you head
walk
out
with him.
into the main courtyard area of the barracks, and you see probably about 10 other Gondorian soldiers sort of standing in rank for the morning as they're getting ready to do whatever odd tasks they may have, their orders that they need to carry out. Across the way, closer to sort of the outer wall of the essentially fort that exists within Osgiliath here, you know that there is a wooden structure that's 2 floors with a staircase leading up from the outside to the 2nd floor. And you know this is to be where like the officers' quarters are, and you know that you would find either the captain or the commanding officer in charge at the time here. You make your way over there and up to the stairs, and the door is currently shut.
Malvor just would do a gesture for Syrian to go ahead and knock on the door. It's your money, kid. Take the lead. Believe in yourself.
Did we lose Kevin?
No.
He was muted.
I was just on mute like a dumbass.
That's okay.
Your camera also froze on my end, so I was like, oh god, did we lose him entirely?
Oh, no.
One by
No.
one, the tornado is just gonna knock us offline.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go slash a tornado. Y'all doubt me. I'm gonna go do it. Okay, so I'm gonna go So basically, what Matt was saying is, I'm gonna go knock, and and as he's saying, like, it's your money, kid. I'll be like, oh, you're so kind.
Hey, I'm here to help support you in whatever way you need.
Careful, Malvor, you'll make me a little misty over here.
Wouldn't be the first time.
That was once, and you said we never talk about it again.
It's just you and me. No one can overhear us.
Hopefully no one else is listening.
So you go ahead and knock on the door, and you hear a muffled voice from the other side, not even like a half second after the knock. Come on in.
And I'll walk on in.
You walk in, and maybe not even 10 feet, you see a desk on the other side. And standing up on the other side of the desk, sort of looking down at the desk, sort of like a mahogany pipe in his right hand, sword on his left hip, but dressed in sort of like a navy blue tabard with sort of beige undergarments underneath, not currently wearing any armor or anything like that. Face marked and scarred over the eye and the mouth, and a thick mustache atop his lip. But upper body-wise, you see a very large and muscular individual. For all intents and purposes, think Armstrong from Full Metal.
Beautiful muscles.
As the two of you recognize this individual as Lieutenant Ithilien.
And as I walk in, I'm just gonna kind of like stand at attention.
At ease, you don't have to salute me. You're not even one of mine.
As you wish,
Come,
sir.
Ithilien. Alvo, what can I do for you?
Just looking to collect my payments, sir. From the job yesterday.
Ah, yes. Turgon said you might be through here. Let me see, as he flips over a few parchments on the desk and looks through. Patrolling over the Ithilien pathways in the east, I see. Yeah, well, and he pulls open a drawer and picks out a small leather pouch, tosses it over to you. Here's your 6 copper.
Thank you,
Anything
sir.
else I can do for you?
No, sir.
If you come across any more work, just keep us in your thoughts.
I certainly will. Turgon may have left some stuff here for you, but it's not... I haven't gotten to it yet this morning, so give me some time. I might have something for you later today. Till then.
Just send word, sir. Don't gotta tell me twice.
Malvo,
walk out.
yeah, Malvo leaves.
I'll leave too.
Turn on your heels and shut the door behind you as you make your way back out into the courtyard.
I always forget how big he is.
Yeah, it's a little off-putting, to be honest.
Hopefully I never have to fight that guy.
Hopefully not. If he gives you a run for your money, I don't stand a chance against him. But I think...
Please, your expertise, you'll handle him like a charm.
Well, thank you. Thank you, kid, for indulging me. But, I think we should head over to the House of Healing and see if those, survivors we rescued have awakened at all. Maybe we can learn some more about, what they got going on with that ore.
Yeah, I'm curious about what happened. And that's what we'll do. We'll head to the House of Healing.
Yeah.
Nick, you were muted if you said something. I saw you like make your mouth move, and I'm like,
that's what I get for trying to make sure I'm not coughing in people's ears.
good.
What I was saying is, and that's exactly where I would have gone as soon as I woke up for the day. So,
Alright. So, paths might converge already. Alright, so you basically had a head start, Locke. So you make your way over towards the eastern side, crossing the bridge of the Anduin into the eastern part of Osgiliath, and head houses of healing. Familiar scents as you walk in, freshly burned herbs and incense sort of flood the hallways, and a thin layer of white smoke fills like the very top as it sort of moves out throughout the hallways and out the windows. You looking for Mana Ame?
Of course.
Pretty much know where to find her for the most part. She has a very set routine that you've come to learn over the past 2 years. You head over down a few hallways and out into a small little courtyard area that is sort of like the gardens of the house. And you see her sitting over there as well, with her journal in her left hand, but it's sitting on her lap, and she has a small bird that's just sort of sitting on her finger.
Well, I see some things never change.
Ah, look. I was wondering when you would show up this morning. The bird flies off. I trust you're here for the conclusion of your task from the other evening.
That half wanting to see how our friends are doing from yesterday.
Well, one unfortunately did not make it through the night.
Afraid of that.
The other is stable, but has still not woken. We are monitoring him currently, and a few Gondorian soldiers came by late last night to check as well. Told them I would alert them once the individual had woke. But currently, he is not. Come with me. Can go to my office and I will retrieve what is owed to you.
Is appreciated as always, Maname.
He leads you out and down the hallways a bit. And you come to a small candlelit room, small desk, and a cot on the opposite end. She goes over to the desk and counts out 3 pieces of metal, hands it over to you. Not in a pouch or anything, just loose. And that is 3 copper. And then out of the desk, she pulls out 2 small vials that are bound together with small hemp rope that sort of loops and that can like be hooked onto something or a belt. And she passes it over to you. In the chaos of last night, I was able to make some use of the king's foil that you have retrieved. This is part of your payment. I was able to make 4, but 2 is what you're owed with.
Perfectly fine. I'm glad to have provided. Think I could get that lucky again if I tried to find that much.
Well, it is all over here. If you ever find it again, I might be able to make more of it. You can find in your journal now 2 Athela salves.
Ooh.
There's some details on what those can do, but you have 2 of them.
Nice. It's a pleasure. Is there anything I can do for you today?
Not today, unfortunately. Not a whole lot. I have need of errands. Most of our attention is going towards the unconscious one that you brought us last night. So I will duly keep you abreast of the situation if you are curious. But I have no other tasks for you today.
Well, I imagine the 2 that I was with yesterday should be here soon, assuming they haven't arrived yet.
No, you were the first to pay me a visit this morning.
I'll say at that point, I just want to hear, like, on the door from Syrian. Did you guys hear that knock? By
Were
any
you
chance?
knocking?
Damn it. Worth a try.
You gotta get like a 2x4 and put it right by your mic. Ding dong dong.
Okay, hold on here.
Anyone
Oh, God.
in chat want to be a Foley artist for AdventureCheck? We'll just stick you off to the side with a mic, and you just have to make the sound effects with whatever Luke says going on.
I expect full Monty Python, like, person behind me.
Yeah, we need a Foley artist. Foley artists are nuts. But so at the wooden frame of the doorway, you hear a dum 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 as the two of you arrive. Speak of the devils.
The words right out of my mouth. How are we feeling today, gentlemen?
Oh, I'm feeling fine. Firstborn. Went to bed early, slept well, woke up early. Made sure Syrian here got paid. It's a good morning.
You made sure I remembered, but okay. Yeah.
I'm sure he appreciates it as always, old one.
Oh, aren't you two fucking adorable? Can we go check on these people? What's the word on that?
Yes. Unfortunately, one of the individuals that you brought us last night passed in the night.
Shame.
The other is currently stable, but he is not woken. We're monitoring the situation. Though I will say, if they had not gotten here when they did, they both may have perished in the interim. He's got one here just in time.
Well, that's good.
Too bad it wasn't two.
And the one that's still alive is still unconscious?
Is the one with the leg wound.
Well,
That makes sense based on the injury of the other poor fool.
Indeed, you did your best. Rest assured, unfortunately, what we had to work with was not, how do they say, a winning hand.
indeed, it was not a winning hand. Well, we'll be back. If anything changes, I would be interested in knowing, and I'm sure Locke here will know and be able to pass the information on with us. If you do need to find us, Locke, by the way, I don't know if Syrian told you last night, but we're staying at the barracks.
Many a topic we discussed last night over drink. Really missed out.
Well, maybe one of these days I'll drink with you, but I don't drink that often nowadays. Getting a little too old. Hangovers are a little worse than when I was younger.
To be 100 again.
To be 100 for the first time.
That was good.
This is pretty much the established dynamic between these two already.
I loved it.
Well, I have absolutely nothing to do for the rest of the day. I don't know about you, Syrian, or even you, Locke, but if we still have some of that ore from the wagon, we might be able to ask around the town and see if anyone knows what type of ore it is. That might give us some hints.
I can definitely talk to the craftsman for you.
The
For me?
two wagons that you did bring through here last night, several Gondorian soldiers came here later in the evening and took care of them. I do not know where they went from here.
Did I wouldn't know if the wagons came to the barracks, right?
Potentially. You're not a soldier, so you're
Yeah.
not privy to all the information.
Maybe we should go back and talk to the lieutenant and see if he knows what became of the wagons.
I was gonna do that solo by myself, but you're more than welcome to join. Feel like he'd be a knowledgeable man.
The offer is appreciated, thank you.
Yes, you are invited too, Locke.
You're always invited, sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get going.
I was gonna say, we better get started, or else it'll take me all day to get there.
I'm sure that one can carry you on his back if need be.
Hopefully that's not needed. I've still got some strength left.
That's Syrian's workout. Just carrying.
Luke and Yoda.
You gotta do
Run
fireman
run
carry
stairs.
lunges across Osgiliath.
I love it.
All right, I'm gonna start heading off to the barracks. Like, well, I'm gonna get going. Sooner we get this done, the better.
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
I'll follow.
Turn around
I've no better place to go.
Turn around before we leave. Bow to Maname. Thank you again.
Turns the
Should I
bow.
bring anything else? I find.
I look forward to it. Do take care of yourself today, Locke.
Given my current company, I guess that could be a toss-up in the air, but we'll see.
And keep those salves close. Hopefully you won't need them, but they will come in handy in a pinch.
I can hear you both.
I'm grateful. I actually grab one of them and toss it to Syrian.
I'll turn and catch it.
And add an Atlas salve to your inventory.
And I'm gonna look. What's this?
Just in case you get hurt.
Oh, you're thinking of me too.
I figure if the old one gets hurt, he's gonna be dead in the spot anyway, so...
You're probably
Just give it a
right.
chance.
Appreciate it. Both of you. And I'm gonna sit it to the lady and give a bow of respect.
You're quite welcome. Syrian, I added the salve handout to your journal as well. You just
Okay.
have one of them. It
Thanks.
specifically says 2, but there you go.
Okay. Everybody gets one. Tell him, Peter.
Exactly.
Except Malvor.
I think my goal, unofficially within Locke, is to go through at least this entire first stage without ever calling him by name. It's going to be how many different ways can I call you old before all is
I
said and
love
done?
it. My
Alright, chat.
I'm doing a thing where I'm trying to come up using nicknames for all your characters.
Alright, chat, keep track of how many different ways Locke refers to Malvor as being old.
Oh, we gotta make this a tally command now.
Do I? Oh, okay, I'll work on it.
Oh, we'll do that over break.
Somebody's notes just keep tally marks until I get on that. Alright. So we all just heading straight to barracks, doing anything in the interim?
Hydrate or dehydrate.
Osgiliath is your oyster. Alright, so you guys head out. Yep.
No, I was gonna say,
Focus.
just walk into the barracks. That's all.
So you guys head out, make your way back across the bridge. Takes you, because I'm bad at guesstimating distance, I'm going to say 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get to the other end of Osgiliath. That's probably awfully wrong, but I don't know. I don't have a key in front of me. But you make your way over to the barracks. The gate in the exterior wall is currently shut. There are 2 guards outside who do recognize the 2 of you and narrow their eyes at Locke, seemingly find him a little bit familiar. What business do you 2 have bringing him around?
He's with us, kids, and he helped us recover the wagons and the Citadel Guard from our yesterday's patrol. We're investigating it, trying to figure out what exactly happened. One of the survivors passed the night, unfortunately, but another one is still alive but unconscious, so we're trying to hit the pavement, you know, hit the stone, and some good old-fashioned detective work to figure out what happened. We need to talk to the lieutenant about potentially some evidence.
Locke has a noticeable, eyebrow raise at the, what are you bringing him? The emphasis was not lost on him.
I'm just gonna look at them and go, too long, don't read. He's our guest. He's here to help. Let us see the lieutenant, please.
Oh well. Reinhold has had us keeping an eye out for those looking to use the smithy. It's the only reason. Lieutenant just gave out orders for the day. Patrols are being set out. You can find him back in his office. Step aside and the gate opens up.
Excellent.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good lads, good lads.
Okay. Back up the stairs. This time as you come through the door, Ithilien is sitting down, but he's got his feet up on the desk, and he's holding up 2 pieces of parchment that he's looking at, but you can see billows of smoke coming from his pipe as you walk in. Gentlemen, please, what can I do for you?
Do I recognize him at all just from the times I've been here working?
You've seen him, like, at a distance. You haven't interacted with him.
Okay.
So, do I have any of the ore on me, or does anyone have it with us? None?
I did not keep
No
a
one took
single
any.
lump.
Okay,
No one
just want to make
took
sure. Okay, just want to be sure. Okay, sorry to bother you again, sir. We just had a couple questions regarding an incident from the last job we did.
Very well. What sort of questions do you have, Syrian?
Well, to start, we protected and guarded a wagon filled with this dark-looking ore, and the place where we just went, the House of Healing, we came back. No, we went there. We asked them about it, and they said a couple Gondorian soldiers came to pick it up. Do you know anything about that, sir?
His one eye looks up from the papers, takes a long drag off the pipe, takes it out, puts the papers down, moves his feet off the table and leans forward. Protected and guarded, you say? For
yes.
dead Citadel Guard would beg to differ.
And Styrian just kind of takes like a sigh, just... We did what we could, sir.
Listen, sir. With the, one of the survivors perished. The other one's still alive, but unconscious. And, we're just trying to do our best to get to the bottom of it. You know, while we have some time on our hands, and if we could, we're interested in the ore one of the wagons carried. If we could identify what kind of ore it is, perhaps we could get a better idea of what they were doing out there.
We just want to know why they attacked, sir.
Just indulge this old man's adventure, please.
Give me a persuasion check.
Could say at advantage? Some
Did
helping?
not say an advantage.
I said, could it be?
No.
Okay, let's go. First roll of the night.
Please, big money.
It's a 13.
Not bad.
I could burn my inspiration, but I don't think I'm going to.
No, don't bother for this.
Well, we are aware that one of the individuals passed in the night. Our soldiers at the order of Turgon paid the visit of the Houses of Healing last night and retrieved the wagons in question, as they are still property of the Crown. Contents of such. However, it is currently an ongoing investigation, and this is a matter that is currently tied to the Crown. While orcs and goblins out in Ithilien don't need any in particular reason to attack us, until we have more information, and especially by the word of the captain in my absence, I am not at liberty to relay any such information. As more becomes available, as necessary, we will let you know.
Forgive me, sir, if this falls under the information you can't divulge, but what was the ore? Are we at least allowed to know that?
Give me another persuasion check.
My turn.
If you do better than me, I will be happy for you, but also upset. I hope you know that.
Well, I have
You're the
zero
only
charisma.
charismatic person of the in the group.
Yeah, I'll say I am not very charismatic. So, okay.
Natural 20.
Persuasion.
Natural. Oh my gosh!
Natural 19.
So close. Oh.
Natural 19.
Good job. Good job.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm just gonna be a face who can never roll good persuasion checks.
So you're gonna be me with every other Roll20 game ever. Straight 20s, and I still can't roll above a 10.
Honestly, Syrian, I would tell you if I knew. Don't have the information about that. We do have the ore here, is in our possession. Unfortunately, the army is not always privy to such information. We are usually the last to know, especially in situations like these. If I had to guess, it's probably some ore from one of the nearby quarries or mines used for just resources. I haven't seen it before in my life, but I'm no mason worker.
I'm trying to remember. I had never seen it before either, right?
No. Nope.
Well, if it's any consolation, I am a mason worker. And I've seen it.
Sure, once the individual wakes at the House of Healing, myself or Turgan will see to it that we figure out exactly what's going on.
Well,
Well,
please keep us in the loop, sir.
well,
I
you
will do my
got
best, Syrian.
you got anything else for us, Lieutenant? I'm an old man with a whole day to kill. Don't got many of those left.
Most of the patrols have been divvied up for day. Though the Eastern Gate could use some guard duty today, if that is what you're looking to do. Just to help.
I'll think about
Not
it.
exactly exciting work.
So
The
Syrian
boys,
just kind of like,
the boys down there could use a good story. I'll think about it. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Oh,
Keep
welcome,
up the good
gentlemen.
work.
Will do.
and I'll turn and walk out. Max, get down.
Who's Max? Syrian.
Maxwell, off the table. Maxwell. Down.
Sorry.
Bad hound. Back.
So
Apparently
I
someone-
kind of for a second have to pop my brain out of character. This soundscape just got like a random demonic voice flickering in at small times or something.
It's like an ogre or a troll.
It's, yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure that that wasn't something I was hearing from another audio source that wasn't up
So-
or something.
So there's two soundscapes that I use for human city sort of settings. This is one of them, and anything labeled with fantasy ambience literally could have anything in it. Being in Middle Earth and Lord of the Rings, I just kind of have to bite my tongue on them. There's another one that works for the most part until one part, and you can hear like jets flying above.
Yeah.
And it throws me every time, but I'm like, but the rest of the track is fine. So,
Okay. Thank
Battle
you
Bonds,
for
everyone.
sharing that.
Yep.
I just want to make sure I'm not going insane here.
Yep. Nope. It's the same thing because there's a couple of like tavern ones that do that too, and you can hear like an orc or an ogre come through, and I'm like, oh god, if anyone hears that in Middle Earth, there's gonna be a fight.
I am his mother.
If you listen very carefully, I think in this soundtrack, you can hear what sounds like Mario in the background, even though it's not. But it just
Oh,
makes me
no.
think of Mario. It's not Mario, Nintendo. Don't worry, it's not Mario.
Come at us.
We'd lose that fight. Anywho.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be a fight. All right.
Well, I don't know about you three. Guard duty at the gate sounds dreadfully boring. I've done guard duty at the gate my whole life.
That should be right up your alley then, Leatherskin.
Oh, firstborn, surely you crave excitement. You're still a child, after all, aren't you? By elven standards?
By elven standards, yes. But that fact that I was around before you were even a speck in your daddy's pecker.
You were around before my daddy was even born. I would wager.
I think I just partially broke Kevin for a second there.
You know what might be fun? Well, if we went back out into the forest where the ambush occurred.
But once you get yelled at,
I'm a mercenary. I'm not part of the army anymore. What are they gonna do? Fire me? There's not much they can do to me now. I'd be more worried about Syrian's reputation than anything else.
Honestly, if they tried to
mine?
fire you, I don't think there'd be much to ignite.
Because you've got your whole life ahead of you, kid. You don't need to be on bad terms with the guard.
Nah.
Might still be like old parchment.
Don't stop.
Kind of going
stop,
off in his own tangent.
Locke, stop thinking about setting me on fire, please.
Well, it would add an interesting twist to my day, but...
And mine as well.
Syrian, what does he find fun? This is concerning.
Well, I've seen him doing his fair share of music and entertaining.
I prefer theatric storytelling.
Yes, I can see how you may have a penchant for that.
He can exaggerate details that really don't need exaggerating.
That's what makes the story good. And then when you go off on
Explains so
tangents
much.
nobody asked for, because you have all the time in the world to tell the story, people love that shit.
Explains so much.
Well, I gave my 2 cents, my 2 copper, so to speak. So whatever you lot feel like, doing, I'll follow your lead.
Yeah, finding out what... Can find any kind of clues that we missed last night in the... You know, the chaos of... trying to not die. I would be for that. Sounds better than guard duty, at least.
Anything sounds better than guard duty.
Alright, so we're going or not?
Yes! Onward!
It's not like they said we would get in trouble if we were caught there.
So you guys are heading out from the city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. You guys make your way back over to the other side of the city for the 3rd time today. And cross the
Getting our
bridge,
steps
and
in.
getting into the eastern side. We are going to pan away as we move above the city and out deeper into the forest of Ithilien. As we move through the trees, we arrive at the calming sound of a pond with a small brook that trickles into it. This one works. As we move up this brook and into the larger pond that seems to stretch maybe 10 to 12 feet in this area, heavily wooded, being shaded as sun pokes through the treetops, we notice that the water begins to ripple as it is disrupted from the edge. We look over and we see a gray wolf lapping up the water. Several gulps, we hear a thump, thump from the opposite side. Not 10 feet across. You see the wolf's eyes look up from the pond and straight across, but it doesn't move its head up. Slowly, it swallows its last bit of water. We follow its gaze across the other side of the pond, and we see a figure, adorned in hides and furs, knelt down at the water with an axe and shield beside them on the ground. Plunge their hands into the water and take large gulps, large loud gulps from the water, ignoring the wolf. In moments, the wolf, seemingly comfortable enough with their presence, continues to drink in peace. As the figure gathers their equipment and stands back up, we see a woman that appears to have seen her fair share of conflict. Lindsay, would you like to introduce your character?
Okay, friends, I haven't had the jitters this whole past hour or anything. Okay. You see this really, really tall, lean, muscular woman with fair skin. Let's see, she's got big, bushy and matted, raven black hair, near dreadlock that's kind of tied back into like a half up type hairstyle to just, keep things out of her eyes. And the hair kind of, I lost my train of thought, and the hair falls to her shoulders and just kind of, then dreadlocks kind of wrap around a face that's very sharp with features, and there are just scars, like this long slash all across down the side of her neck and face. And she's got hardened brown eyes. As Brian said, her outfit is like a cross between hides and light chainmail. There's a wolf pelt that is on her shoulders that's white, and you see even like the wolf head of the pelt just like right there on her shoulder, like a pauldron, makeshift pauldron, so to speak. And past that, there are other little trinkets around her. She's got like a few antlers or animal bones like at her waist, or tied at her waist, and other items just kind of like that wilderness kind of effect just all around her. She's got like some feathers hanging in her hair also. And what else? Oh, and she's got a necklace with 2 animal teeth also, and her axe has a long blue ribbon tied to the end of it. Green, sorry. And that's her. She's very tough looking and very tall, like I said. And she finished drinking water? Is that what you said?
Yes.
So she will
What's your
finish. Oh, my name is Fig. Figdis is the full name, but we'll get to that later. I will finish lapping up water in my hands, and I will kind of shake my hands a little to let it dry, and I will stand up, roll back my shoulders, and I'll stand there and watch the wolf for a few moments, quietly and calmly.
Continues to drink a little bit. When you stand and shake it off, its head sort of shoots up and lowers a bit and sort of locks eyes with you for a few moments.
At peace, friend. And I'll just...
See its jaw sort of stretches, its mouth opens and yawns. slowly walks off.
And I will watch it leave. I would like to make sure that as it's leaving, it's not trying to leave and then almost circle around to try to like get me from another side potentially. Like make sure it's not prowling after me.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh no, I'm bad at those.
You're first. Roll the campaign.
Perfect. It's not bad.
17.
17.
Let me toggle advantage off.
Yeah, go ahead and toggle that, please.
There we go. All set.
17, you watch the wolf walk away. Probably about 10, 15 feet. Just seems to be slowly sauntering. You look about, you don't see anyone else with a pack or anything like that, and it eventually just sort of fades out of sight, keeping a straight line the entire time.
Good. I'm not being followed, but I don't remember where to go from here. And I will roll back my shoulders again. And I'm going to continue venturing in the direction that I feel is the way for a specific something that I have heard in the past.
Yeah, you were pointed in a direction, so you know the rough direction.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But just cause, go ahead and give me a survival check.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's good.
You're turned around a bit. You're not familiar with the area. They're not your woods. You've never traversed here, so there's a lot of landmarks and surroundings that you're not too familiar with, and no real signage to follow. So you get lost for about 20 minutes as the sun continues to rise. But you eventually come to a point as you wander a bit that there seems to be a sort of like 10-foot clearing in the woods that stretches off in two different directions, and you've been on this before. It feels like a path or a road of sorts. And judging by the directions that you were given and where the sun is, you head off down the road towards your right.
As I do that, or right before I completely start to go right, can I stop at one point and gently place a hand on one of the tree trunks nearby? And just, I am going to close my eyes for a few moments, breathe long inhales and exhales like a meditative type thing, and I'm just feeling what things feel like around, what the atmosphere feels like, what nature feels like.
Give me a wisdom check.
Ooh. That's a saving throw. No.
Not a saving throw, please.
There we go.
Ooh, some good rolls tonight.
18. As you put your hand on the tree and close your eyes, and you take a moment, and everything sort of drowns out, tune out the animals and the ambience of the water, and you're just sort of met with silence for a moment as you hear your breathing slow down, you exhale. Then off in the distance, very faintly, swear you hear like the plucking of a small string instrument.
I will then kind of immediately open my eyes. I will pat the tree gently and go, "Thank you." And I'll start following.
You follow the path and the sound, and as you begin to walk, the sound quickly fades. It's only there for a moment and then dissipates. But you follow it off in that direction. You walk for a few hours as the sun gets higher to the point where it's about midday, and way off in the distance, you see a walled city sitting nestled on top of the large river.
I'll start walking toward it. It's a little unsettling, though.
Definitely the largest city you've ever seen.
You'll see. Yeah, I will. I'll stare at it for like probably a solid 5 minutes.
It's
trying to figure out what this is.
it's way off in the distance. We'll probably say like a mile out.
Right. Okay,
from where
yeah.
you are as you like sort of break the tree line of Ithilien. You can see a large cluster of birds circling above the center of town that you are familiar with types of birds hanging around water sources, so that sort of makes sense to you. And you see a handful of individuals moving around one of the main gates as the roads sort of lead into. Maybe a wagon or two. You make your way towards the city. As you get closer and closer, there's a large 20-foot, not 20-foot, sorry, like 15-foot wooden gate that is opened up. There's some foot traffic going back and forth, but there are about 3 sort of plate armored individuals standing there, spears and shields at their sides, helmed and everything. And as you make your way up by yourself, they sort of shoot you a look and sort of close in themselves. They don't like form ranks or anything. They just sort of like close a line around the gate as you get closer. Get within a few feet of them. One of them steps forward. Halt, my lady. What brings you out here? I haven't seen you around before.
I seek to enter.
What's your business here?
I am a traveler.
Awfully well armed for a traveler.
Yeah, I fight too. I am here. I am acquainted with Bauerdor. You see her just like, did I say that right?
Bauerdor. Not familiar with any Bauerdor. You guys, or you two know a Bauerdor? Bauerdor's one of those rangers out there, sir. Rangers? What's he doing sending one of... Where did you meet Bauerdor?
It's just clicked behind me. He told me to come this way, right?
He pointed you in this direction, saying this was probably a good place for you to come to.
Gotcha.
Initially. Yeah, he did point you. Well...
He told me here to, come here after a long journey.
I think give me a persuasion check.
Oh no! Oh no! Why?
Do you have a negative charisma?
Yeah. Oh.
You still rolled. Good
Still
job. Good
better than
job.
the face. Oh. Balrador sent you, say, at least a 2 copper tax entry.
Copper?
Yes, copper, coin,
She'll
little
I
bits
will.
of metal.
I'm gonna take out a small little pouch I have and open it and look in. Oh. And I'm gonna take out what I got and I hold up a silver piece and I'll just hand it to him.
Any of you have coin on you? No, sir. No coin. At this point in time, as this is happening, Syrian, Locke, and Malvor, you are making your way at the gate to leave, and you see this sort of cacophony happening. Well, I don't have any change, so this will have to do.
That's that is fine. I don't have too much use for money. You can keep
You might need it in this city. As he sort of like puts his hand up to his nose. Well, while you're here, you might benefit by taking some time at the bathhouse on the other side of town.
Do I know what a bathhouse is?
Damn.
Give me a
Is
traditions check. Give me a
that-
traditions check.
Is that something that I would have seen from home? Did you say traditions?
I did say traditions.
I kind of wanted something lower for that.
It's not terribly unfamiliar. One of the places in particular you've stayed that is not an abnormal thing. So you recognize it. You don't understand what he's trying to tell you, though.
Okay, that's fair.
Otherwise, it might behoove you to check in at the local barracks to at least get yourself familiar and notified that you're here. Seem like somebody who might need a helping hand around the city.
At that, Malvol's just been sort of like standing back this entire time, interested, and he's just like stroking his chin, and he's like, he just leans over to Syria and he says, "She seems new, kid."
Haven't seen her around here.
People have to know I'm here.
Not necessarily. For your own benefit, it might be good for someone to know.
Yeah, at this point, Malvo will walk up.
Okay.
And he's gonna look at the guys. He's gonna say, "Boys, everything okay here?"
I'm just standing there going, like, I look confused.
Everything, I believe, is fine. Just a wandering, well-armed traveler to enter the city.
What could go wrong?
Really don't want to think about that one, but
Don't worry, lads. I'll take care of Killer here.
I mean,
I'm sorry, you'll do
no
what now?
harm. I
Don't-
mean, no harm.
Malvol will look over at her and he'll just say, "Don't worry too much about it. Yeah, come walk with me for a second." The name.
Me.
Get her.
Yes, you.
Well, it appears Grandpa's having another sagacious moment.
Well, thank you, Malvor, to make sure she doesn't get into trouble.
I'll keep both my eyes on her, and that is a perfectly normal statement. She's safe. Everyone's safe with me. I've got Syria in here, and look, we even picked up a new friend.
One guard like leans over to the other. Both his eyes? The other one's cataract. He needs both of them.
Really?
Oh my god. I will hesitantly follow Malvor.
So, as you may have heard from the lads in armor over there, my name's Malvor, and I appear to be at a disadvantage. You are?
Huh.
I make a traditions check to see if off topic or offhand I would know what
You
based on
may.
attire, etc.
Go for it.
So,
Malvor.
do I even have to make a traditions check?
Or to know what she is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Womp womp.
Okay. Cause there's something. I'm not gonna get too much into it right now.
Yeah.
I know what you're
You
referring
know what
to.
I'm referring to,
Yeah,
which is why I asked.
She is not the same.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Can I roll above a 5?
Do I care enough? That's the magic question.
Syrian
I'm
doesn't.
not-
He just sees it as a well-armed person trying to get into a city and be like, "What the fuck?"
I'm not gonna put inspiration on this.
I will.
Okay, go for it.
Wow.
Wait, how do you
Man.
guys have Oh, that's right. Right.
Because they listened to me last week.
I listened too, but I just wasn't in play. Oh well.
I at
That's
least broke into
rough.
double digits.
Woo! Double
The
digits.
two of you, there's no identifying cultural garb on her or anything like that. She just seems to be wandering individual traveler, just hides and leathers, nothing that really stands out to you.
I am Fictus,
Big dis.
or I have been told Fig for short is better.
Ah, Fig. That's easier for an old brain like me to remember. So tell me, you do look quite heavily armed. The guards aren't used to seeing someone as well armed roll through here. That isn't part of the guard in one way or another.
Oh,
What brings you to Osgiliath?
I am traveling, but also seeking something. I am sorry too. I am not the best at speaking
That's okay.
in this language.
You understand your limits. You don't need to apologize. You're doing your best, and I appreciate that. So, Killer, tell me, what are you searching for?
The language
Hello.
that would be easier for you.
Oh,
Nope.
are you there too?
They're all here.
Oh! Well, at that rate, once I say languages and I'm gonna scan actually who is all looking at me now, I will see, Locke, are your ears visible?
Yes.
I will, point to
I
my
have other
ears.
visual traits too. But
What?
there are other visual traits as well that are kind of obvious with
But so,
folk
Fig,
and elves, but yes.
yeah, so I'll see, your ears and I'll point to yours while also mine, and I'll immediately say in its language, Sindarin. Language of Elven's King Hall.
Okay, this is going to make things infinitely easier for me, at least.
I too speak Sindarin.
So do I.
Oh,
Oh yeah. We established. Well, I think we established Sylvan.
Yeah.
oh well.
So
That makes
the
sense.
moment you start speaking Sindarin, like Malvor jumps in like, oh, I can speak Sindarin too. I've traveled a bit.
That makes things much more easy for me. But I am still not the greatest, but it helps.
Anything we can do to help in this regard. So, what is it that brings you here?
I seek music. And something plays in the forest and led me here.
Plays in the forest.
Can I determine what kind of, like, does player, yes, but as character, can I determine a specific instrument, what I know of it, or do I really just know a sound?
I would say that you've definitely been around the instrument from one of the points in your life.
Okay.
Yeah, you would know.
Like a harp.
A harp.
I saw in my camera lightning.
I've
I just literally sat here and wanted to call him Methuselah, but that wouldn't fit in this.
I don't know. Do I know anybody? I don't know anyone who plays a harp, do I?
Don't you?
No, I do not.
One,
I play
no
the viol.
Specifically. No one specifically that jumps out to mind.
But I am also here for adventure. From home.
And where's home? Gaffer here might have heard of it before.
I didn't catch any of that, what?
I said, and where exactly is home? The Gaffer here might have heard of it.
Oh, that is a long story, but the easiest would be Elven King's Hall.
I like long stories. You should regale me with it one day.
Just what the Grandsire needs, another bag of wind.
It is a weird story, I've been told.
Even better.
Oh.
I've seen a lot, Killer. It'll take a bit more than a weird long story to make me uncomfortable. Well,
Is
there any...
do you call everyone killer?
No, just you.
Why?
Just the ones he likes.
I don't know. I look at you and that's the word that pops into my mind.
Oh, well.
Syrian over here I call Kid, and Locke's firstborn.
I see.
Right, the patriarch over here just likes to hear himself talk.
That is true. I do like to hear myself talk.
I'm running out of synonyms in the top of my head right now.
It looks like you're gonna have to stop talking about me for the rest of the session.
I understand now. It is a nickname.
Ah, it is. It's helps me remember. And it's a little fun, I think, at least. If you don't like it, I can just call you Fig.
Whatever works for you. I know names can be hard. But I at least know that I only... Do I kill if necessary? I'm about to continue that sentence and then I stop and go, never mind. It is fine.
Oh, the coffin dodger means well.
I feel like that's reaching.
Good one.
It's not wrong, though.
It's not wrong.
I'm glad that's the one that broke Lindsay and Brian finally.
Oh, I've been laughing the whole time. I've just been muted until my character finally showed up.
Dodging coffins is a very difficult task, let me tell you. Many people have failed to do so. Nonetheless, well, I don't know who plays a harp. Can't exactly point you in the right direction, but I do know quite a bit about the area and Osgiliath itself, and if you stick with us, you should be safe, at least in the city. But you seem to be the type of lass who can take care of herself.
Yes. I certainly can.
That might be true in the forest, but the guards here might give you a hard time. They're all young. They don't know any better.
Yes. Yes, they told me to visit the bathhouse.
Also, did I see you exchange money with them?
Oh. I'm gonna open my pouch again and hold up another silver piece.
How many of those do you have?
Seven.
Just be careful about just handing those out willy-nilly.
Is Vig that pungent? Like, as folks that, regularly travel, and it's not like bathhouses are a commonly used thing to begin with.
I'll let
That's a tough one.
I'll let Lindsay make that decision.
Because I'm also trying really hard right now to not be Jade.
Yeah, I can tell you're working.
Seems to be the go-to.
She's some variation of it, but not quite. I like the mannerisms and everything that you've got going with this.
So, as Brian said before, she's familiar with the stuff, but if you really want to try to infer further, it's a matter of either she really doesn't quite understand or know, or she just flat out doesn't care because it's not her thing. Currency, bathhouse, or otherwise.
Oh, no, my question was, how stank are you?
Oh, I stink lots.
I mean, so do most people in medieval fantasy.
No, I've been, okay, how long have I likely been out?
Oh, like from where you started out your journey?
Like months?
Probably months. You've been traveling for a while.
Yeah.
With never going through rivers or anything like that for any kind of
probably
cleaning.
like a river or two, but
Maybe
on occasion.
once or twice.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put yourself?
The highest.
10. All right.
10.
Your eyes are watering at talking to her.
Like it's just super obvious, and yeah. But then I'll look at everyone and go, "Is it that bad?" Oh.
I just gotta check let me check my skills really quickly.
Check my sinuses.
And I'm just gonna say, no, it's not bad at all.
Do I believe him?
Give me a perception check.
That's why I was checking my skills. I mean,
an insight check.
I rolled a
Insight?
10.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. You're fine.
I sniff my armpit.
I mean, you're used to it.
If you are interested, I can show you where the bathhouse is. It's a little rundown, but I'm sure it'll be acceptable. Or we were actually gonna go out into the forest and see if we can rustle up any trouble or adventure.
How often do people bathe here?
Huh. That's a good question. It's really on a individual basis, right? Some people like to don't mind a little bit of stink. Others do it not to smell better, but to as a form of relaxation.
13 traditions, your average Osgiliath, how often do they bathe?
Maybe once a week. I mean, it's a public bathhouse. Those that still remain in the city, maybe once a week.
It's not frequent, but I would guess more frequently than you have. No offense
Well.
intended.
Why are you going out to the forest? Again?
Well, let me tell you a story. Yesterday, Syrian and I... Okay, I'll give you the short version.
I was about to say, Sum it up. You're gonna call me firstborn. You were absolutely coffin dodger.
We came across wagons yesterday. Very peculiar travelers, and very even more peculiar cargo. And they were under attack by orcs and goblins. We intervened to try and save those we could, and only one survivor still remains unconscious. Without any bleeds and any other work to do today, we thought we'd be adventurous and see if we can go out and figure out any more information.
You
Maybe-
seek more orcs and goblins.
Maybe if we're lucky, we'll find some more orcs and goblins. What do you say, adventure?
I will travel with you for the forest and your mission, but also, and I look around at the city, this is too much for me.
I'll
It is
show
big.
you. I'll show you the ropes of the city, and I think you could show me a few things of the forest.
Like that innuendo.
There was no innuendo at all. I was quite literal.
I don't like that innuendo.
There's only one woman for Malvor, and she ain't here.
Is she dead?
She is not dead. At least I hope not. It has been some time since I've seen her.
Fuck, that was a Jade comment, damn it. I'm okay with that though.
It's a valid question. She's older like I am.
Yeah, I'm okay with that though.
We hope.
Maybe someday I'll see again. Maybe someday I won't, but... And Malvor just stares off in the distance for a minute.
I understand. I have friends and family too that I don't know if I will see again.
Well, cherish that. Cherish those memories. I'm sure you'll see them again. 'Cause just cherish those memories.
Is he okay?
That's fine. Let's.
Yeah, well, no, like, I was like, I guess my reaction was, as Fig, I'm like, are you about to, like, start crying or something? Like, what are you
No.
hiding? You okay? Like,
No, you just.
He's getting nostalgic, and we just go.
You have a lot to get nostalgic about, kid. When you're as old as I am, or when you're.
Yes, when you're a fossil, can we get moving? We're burning daylight.
How old are
I was
you?
about to say, does the worm food need a hug?
Does the worm
Now I'm feeling attacked. I'm younger than the firstborn over here. Get off my case, Syrian. Come, but you do have a point, Syrian. We're burning daylight, and these eyes don't see in the dark as well as they used to. Come, adventure waits.
Or the light, for that matter.
I love this.
So the four of you, together now, head out
On the road again.
out from the city, heading for the site where you guys found the ambush the other day, and that's where we're gonna take a break.
Who? Funsies.
Back. Hail, adventurer! Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastical settings? Perhaps they are deep in the dungeon of a mad lich.
Fools, you have intervened for the last time. Let's see you survive my fireball.
Or perhaps the party has just come across bandits, and the Goliath monk releases a flurry of blows and a stunning strike to gain control of the conflict. Nice rolls on the attack.
Or maybe the party is taking a breather after another difficult quest. If this sounds like something you want at your next TTRPG session, then head over to battlebards.com. By subscribing to BattleBards Prime, you get the ability to immerse your players in your campaign. You'll get complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Platemail games. And whether your game is in person or virtual, you won't be limited as you will have access to a caster and a mixer to be able to broadcast the tracks to all of your players. And of course, if you want to download and keep any tracks, then you get 20% off all in-store purchases. So what are you waiting for, adventurer? A quest posting at the local guild hall? Get over to battlebards.com and subscribe today, and use the coupon code ADVENTURE at checkout. Stay proficient, adventurers. Hail, adventurer! Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastical settings? Perhaps they are deep in the dungeon of a mad lich.
Fools, you have intervened for the last time. Let's see you survive my fireball.
Or perhaps the party has just come across bandits, and the Goliath monk releases a flurry of blows and a stunning strike to gain control of the conflict. Nice rolls on the attack. Or maybe the party is taking a breather after another difficult quest. If this sounds like something you want at your next TTRPG session, then head over to battlebards.com. By subscribing to BattleBards Prime, you get the ability to immerse your players in your campaign. You'll get complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Platemail games. And whether your game is in person or virtual, you won't be limited, as you will have access to a caster and a mixer to be able to broadcast the tracks to all of your players. And of course, if you want to download and keep any tracks, then you get 20% off all in-store purchases. So what are you waiting for, adventurer? A quest posting at the local guild hall? Get over to battlebards.com and subscribe today, and use the coupon code ADVENTURE at checkout. Stay proficient, adventurers.
2 bits of updates. One, Lindsay's stream this Thursday. She's painting again. Yay!
Yay! I got this
Lindsay,
guy.
Lindsay, you paint?
Painting.
It's a phoenix.
Oh shit!
And it's big. Look at this guy.
It's like the size of your face.
I'm
That's
so
what she said.
excited. I got this over the weekend at a convention. And this was the only one that the stall had, and I love phoenixes, and I knew I had to have him, and now he's mine, and I'm honoring the name that the company gave him when they were selling him. This is Mr. Feeny. So, yay! I didn't name him, they did, but I'm keeping it because it's cute, and this guy's gonna look badass and eat everybody's soul. Anyways.
Oh no! Run! It's Mr. Feeny!
Mr. V, I'm so excited. So
Roll
he's
initiative.
primed. He's all primed already, and yeah, I think starting Thursday, I'm just gonna start slapping paint on this guy.
I wanna
So anyway-
slap.
So anyway, I'm
Boy
gonna
Meets
slap
World
Javi
would like
on.
to have a word with you.
What was that?
Boy Meets World would like to have a word with you.
I totally forgot that existed until you just brought it up.
As soon as I heard Mr. Feeny, I'm like, really?
Little flashbacks.
I prefer
Oh,
Mr.
that would
Scooty.
make sense because I thought it was just a cute thing for Phoenix because I've never seen Boy Meets World. But anyways,
Scooty Puff Jr. sucks.
Topanga.
Cool. So that's Thursday, so you can check out the Phoenix getting painted. If you have some glow-in-the-dark orange, I think that would be cool at like the base for the fire.
it would. Well, so I'm debating what to do because when I first saw this all looked like gusts of wind, like of him
Yeah.
coming up, because it's different. It's a different look and style compared to the wings, because phoenixes are always like almost like fire made in a sense, or at least to me they are. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I am so excited. This thing was worth the money.
It looks very nice.
I'm so excited.
You look very nice, Matt.
Oh, thank you.
Aww.
Don't lie to him like that.
You're just mad I don't lie to you like that.
Second announcement.
There are no Friday streams from us this week. Kevin's Power Hour is not happening, and Wonderland's playthrough. I know we didn't do it last week, didn't do it this week, or wait,
The week
before.
before.
yeah, and now we're not doing it this week. Things happen. We'll be back, hopefully, barring any scheduling conflicts and illnesses next week. We will finish the game. Just shit happens. But that should be everything.
I will be on my personal channel playing Elden Ring, probably.
Yeah.
So, Brian, there's something I need to talk to you about next Friday.
Curious how this is going to affect me.
Oh, you
Are we
said
still
barring
doing
anything
home
next
brewery?
Friday.
Huh, Lindsay?
Are we still doing home brewery Saturday?
This Saturday, maybe, probably not. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and cancel it for this Saturday because it's Mother's Day
Okay.
weekend. I've got plans.
Yeah.
I gotta go
Right.
see my mother.
Sorry.
So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and cancel it this week.
Okay, so it's just me on Thursday.
Yep,
Y'all
so
be in-
Thursday. And then the rest of the week is off. And then we'll see you all next week.
Y'all over here
Alright.
being good parents, and I'm going
I'll-
to graduation party. for
I'll
fun.
I'll tell my mom you said hi. She'll be confused, but she'll appreciate it.
Alright. So,
Mr. Krabs, I'm so confused.
the 4 of you, heading out from Osgiliath, going to investigate the site of the ambush. It's only an hour outside of the city, so this won't trigger any sort of journey, so you guys don't need to do any sort of
Oh, goody.
journey rolls at this point. But, see what happens. Takes you an hour on foot or so to get back out into the forest of Ithilien, following one of the paths that you came in on from the other day, to find the site. And I guess for your guys' sake, I will bring you over to that map.
Ooh.
I'll have
Hey,
it
now
seen
I
as
can be
reference.
on this beautiful map.
I will... You don't have to put yourselves on there. It's just
Bop.
for reference. See?
I placed myself on the map.
More proof that she never listens to me.
That's not true. You guys are
Locke.
already on the map.
You're so big, Locke.
On the map, on the map. That's what she said. On the map, on the map.
Like, your guys' tokens are already on here, so of course I had to add
I'm
myself.
going to remove them all, but okay.
Oh, well.
See, this is why, because now you're distracted.
What? Lindsay have ADD? No. Blasphemy.
I can give inspiration, I can take it away, damn it.
I don't
You do
have
it to me every time I
inspiration.
message you.
That was a general threat, not to you specifically.
So, everybody, now that, we're here, let's, just, spread out, see if you can find any details, and,
So-
Can I see if any of that ore is laying around? Maybe it's spilled out of the cart. Maybe if any of the goblin corpses are around, check those.
Are you guys
going
still all
to-
speaking Sindarin? Is that the thing now?
sure,
or-
we
I
can
will-
we can speak Sindarin by default if you want.
it doesn't matter to me. I just want to know for clarification purposes.
I'll say that.
Wow.
I'll say that in Western. I won't say it in Sindarin, essentially, to start out, and then like if I see you struggling, I'll say it in Sindarin.
Okay.
Unless we're
did
in the
we-
city, I'll probably prioritize
Did we
Sindarin.
technically get a long rest in Osgiliath?
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna look over at Fig. I'm gonna say, "Hey, killer, you've traveled these woods. I bet you know a thing or two about tracking. Why don't you help us out? I'm sure you're pretty good at it." And
What are you-
that's my attempt to give her, Fig a gift to die.
Ah,
You're
you are looking for.
Yeah, goblin tracks, orc tracks. See perhaps where they came from, the direction they came from, or any other detail that's important.
Okay. Yeah. Once he says that, I will give a nod, and I will start my attempt at searching and tracking to kind of like kneel toward the earth, and I'll place a hand and I'll close my eyes for a few moments, kind of inhale slowly and exhale again, and then I'm going to look and feel around and see if I notice any tracks, footprints, or otherwise that could resemble orcs or goblins to the best of my knowledge of them.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival check. Syrian, you can give me an investigation check since you were looking for the ore.
What's
Or if
the
there's
gift
any ore
die?
about.
It's 1d6 right now.
D6. Okay. Because I might need that.
Ooh.
I'll go ahead and roll it. Why not?
Get a 6. Get a 6. 5.
Oh.
Not bad.
Might as well.
16 from Syrian and 18 from Big. Okay. The two of you scatter about as Fig sort of starts out on the path and then ventures out towards the trees. Syrian, you sort of stick to the path itself since that's where the carts traversed. Big, there are a bunch of tracks here, mainly because this is the site of a fight not
Y'all had a
24
fight.
hours to go. You see one set of heavy feet prints that are probably orc. You see 3 sort of matted down sections of earth that are somewhat large to an extent. You're not quite sure what those might have been. And then 2 other pairs of lighter, smaller feet that seem to circle about and run around. And you follow these off for a bit, maybe off like 50 feet.
She stepped on a poster. Sorry. I went. I went with that instead of calling her certain names. Now she's hiding.
Anyway.
I didn't have time to mute myself. Sorry.
You do find a trail of sorts heading off into like the northeast from the trail into the woods that you follow it for about 50 feet and sort of stop there for now, but you do see one. Syrian, you look around for a while and you find several broken arrow shafts from the fight, some bits of torn leather and cloth, but you don't see any loose ore.
Are there bodies? No orc or goblin bodies based on the amount of tracks.
Sorry. The orc and goblin bodies are still appeared to be here. Those are present because my brain is like, no, Malvor took all the bodies and threw them in there, so I put them in my brain.
No, I'm trying to be realistic in what.
No, I'm assuming Malvor left the orc and goblin bodies where they were. Okay, yeah, those are still here. Yeah, they're still here, so I probably shouldn't have deleted them off, but I did.
That's fine.
Actually, does control.
Hey!
Hey, corpses just pop into existence.
There's
just your Syrian. What's happening?
I will return from the tracks that lead out northeast, but as I do that, I will point behind me toward that direction.
And I'll come back from my little ore trip.
There are tracks that lead further that way. However, I would like to take a look here, and I want to kind of give a look at the bodies to see if there's anything potentially interesting on them, or if I might be able to determine based on, I don't know, any past teaching studies knowledge, whatever I learned in the past, whereabouts they may be from or otherwise. I'm just curious.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check as you check the bodies.
Jeez.
18.
I keep expecting bad rolls.
Let's go.
You get. You check the goblins first. They've got a couple of jagged daggers on them, and one of them does have a quiver of about like 5 arrows left. That seems to be all that the goblins are carrying. The orc has a sort of like bent, gnarly-looking scimitar and a broken up wooden shield. Other than being coated, other than the fact that his front is like covered in blackish orc blood, you check sort of like the leather pouches that are on his waist, and you do find almost like a very, very thin, flexible piece of leather that's rolled up, almost like a parchment.
Mm-hmm.
take it, you open it out, and you do see sort of etchings or markings on it that seem very sharp-looking lettering, almost like how runes would be in terms of like sharpness when I say that.
Gotcha.
But you don't recognize what it says.
It's not any sort of language or
Oh.
writing system.
Go ahead and give me a Shadow Lore check.
Oh, I figured it was a no.
Natural
Not bad.
13, you don't understand and can't read it, but you're pretty sure that this is just Orcish.
I'll look at it, roll it back up and close it, and hold it up over my shoulder for anyone to take, and go, it looks like, their writing. Anyone who can read it.
Well, I can't specifically, but I might be able to work something out. I'll snap. Malvo would take it.
Okay.
We should follow that path, though, and at the very least, we should take this back to the town. Maybe it'll shed some light on what happened.
Maybe.
But the path will lead us to adventure.
I
We're here. What the hell?
would like to, bury the bodies first.
Oh, sure. If you want to. I'll see if I can make any heads or tails of this while you do that, then.
Very well. I don't have. Is there a shovel? Do I have? I don't have.
Dig a hole, dig a hole.
I don't. Anything around the wagon that can be used as a shovel
no
or
wagons
makeshift
here.
shovel? That's not what on the map.
Wagons are
They
gone.
do-
Throw them
wagons.
away, remember?
That's right. No, I wasn't there. I was just.
No, there's no the
Fair enough.
The only bodies here are 2 goblins and
Gotcha,
an orc,
gotcha.
and the wagons are gone.
Okay, well then, I'll just get on my knees and I'm gonna take my hands and I'm just gonna go and just start like massively.
Wait, girl, wait. I'm gonna pull out my shield and make that an improvised shovel. Start doing like the same thing she's doing, but with a shield.
I'll take my shield and follow his lead.
I'm gonna sit
Alright.
on a rock and just read this Orcish and see if I can make heads or tails of anything.
And I'll be
Sure,
right over
yeah.
your shoulder doing that.
Go ahead and give me a Shadow Lore check.
Dig a hole, dig a hole.
Do we need a roll for dig?
No,
Oh my
it's just a matter.
gosh!
That's
Just
just a
Matt.
matter of
Huh?
time
As well.
and persistence.
Am I allowed to make a roll too, or no? Because I
Sure,
was
go ahead.
saying I was going to over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh my god, guys!
I have a
None
plus.
of us did any better.
I have a plus
Yeah.
4, so I was hoping I might do
Orcish.
better.
Wow.
But it doesn't help when you roll a 3. Ugh, I'm so
Yeah,
upset with my
no,
rolls tonight.
It's definitely some form of Orcish, but you can't make heads or tails of it.
Well,
We tried.
we tried. We'll take it back to the city. Maybe somebody will be able to make more sense of it there. There's a
You
reason
guys
I have
sit
Jack.
around. You guys sit around waiting for the other 2 to dig shallow graves for the goblins and orcs, or orc. Takes you probably about, we'll say about an hour with the tools that you have on hand to
Okay.
dig 3 shallow graves.
When that does get completed, Fig doesn't even bother to wipe off dirt or anything from herself, and she will she'll stand and she'll dip her head into a bow. What just happened?
That tracks. I rolled a
Yeah, it
d20
does.
in chat. I got a natural
Oh.
1. That tracks.
She'll dip her head a little bit in like a small nod and close her eyes for one moment, and then she'll say, oh god, what are you gonna say?
That sounds
Go
like me
back.
talking to my boss.
Go back to the earth. Return and give back.
I mean, they're in it, so
a cycle to keep. You take from the earth, and then you give back.
I like giving them back to the earth for sure.
We all will do the same too.
Yeah, but I like it when they're faster.
Actually, Locke might not.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Did I get everybody else's names?
Yeah, I introduced Locke and Syrian, and I also gave
okay.
you my nicknames for them,
Gotcha.
which is
I
Kid
don't remember the names.
and
Oh, that's
Firstborn.
right. Yeah.
And you're
Okay.
Killer. Well, now that our midday exercise is complete, let's follow this trail.
Lead the way, Crypt Keeper.
Very well, I shall lead the way. I shall lead the way with, actually, I don't see the path. Killer's gonna have to lead the way.
Yeah, this way. And I'll start leading ahead on the path, but as I walk forward and in front, I will place a hand on the hilt of my axe and just kind of slowly scan as I go to keep an eye out in the forest.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
There it is!
6. Very calm day in nature.
Trees.
That's nice.
But you pick up the trail again, lead off about where you left off, about 50 feet out, and it's well off the path at this point, and just going through the heart of the woods, if you will. Follow it for about 20 minutes to a half hour. Go ahead and give me another survival check.
Me?
Yes, if you're leading the
Oh.
tracking.
Not perception again. Oh, survival for tracking. Gotcha.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh! We all had to say something about my rolls.
Now we're lost.
The trail of the 3 sets of footfalls separate, and you quickly lose 2 of them. It was the smaller of them, so you're pretty sure you lost the goblins. But you're still keeping track of the one orc, and it seems fairly easy to fall for the most part at this point, considering they've only been worn away for only a day, not even.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you wish to follow this trail?
I hate this question. You did this to me when I was trying to check Vine art. I will at one point, like once it gets to that point, I'll stop and look back at the other 3, and I'll say, it is getting trickier to track these. I am better with animals. How long do you want to look for these?
I mean, honestly, we could probably go till the sun's 3/4 through the sky, I imagine. Then we can turn around and head back.
How high
if we
is
don't
the
find
sun?
anything.
How high is the sun now?
Snoop Dogg
Probably
high.
pushing about noon.
Okay.
I'd
You
rather not be out here
honestly-
around dark.
Yeah.
You
that's what I
arrived at
was thinking.
Osgiliath pretty early in the day, and their
Okay.
days started before that, so they accomplished some stuff in town. So you all sort of met up around 10:30 or 11 for the
10
most part
a.m.
at the gate. Yeah.
It's perfect time for brunch.
Second
But-
breakfast.
But yeah, we literally have nothing else going on today.
I
My
see.
schedule's wide open.
I will keep looking then. and I'll
All right.
go back to it.
I'm
All right.
gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna be like, you've gotten us this far, killer. I trust you.
Makes me think of Borderlands every time.
And I'm gonna go ahead and give you a second
oh
gift
my!
die to use as you see fit.
All right.
So
Roll assignments. You guys are in a journey now.
Oh,
Oh
no!
God!
Guide.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, don't make that me.
I feel like it has
guide.
it has
Here's the
to
guide.
be
All
it
right,
has to be
for
Fig.
This time, since I started, I will continue, but that is not her thing.
I was
All
going
right.
to
For
say I
future
would be
reference.
willing to take that if she tells us that
I don't
she
think
had lost
any of
part
us
the
are gonna
trial.
be like really good at guide. Unless Syrian is. I might not know all of Syrian's skills. Probably don't.
Not really.
Scout.
I could be scout.
In charge of setting up camp, opening new trails, rely on stealth and investigation.
Second thought. Well,
That sounds like a lock thing.
yeah, I was gonna say
We
second thought.
finally have a treasure hunter.
You lost me at stealth.
Look out. Charge of keeping watch, rely on abilities of perception.
Dibs.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Well, hold on.
Nope.
Did you want that, Matt?
Nope. You can have it. I'm not gonna be good at anything.
Not with that attitude, you're not.
All right.
If I-
I'm a people person.
If I... Are you decent at all in tracking,
No.
Matt?
No.
Okay.
Survival.
Okay.
My
He could have
survival's
done scout.
my survival's a +1. Scout is probably honestly the best thing I'm gonna be. Scout, because +3 stealth. I mean, my perception's +1.
Well, scout wasn't perception. Scout was
Yeah, but
insight
lookout
and
is perception. I mean,
I'm good for either scout or lookout.
I'm
My
good for
perception
probably
+7.
scout or hunter. Honestly, those could probably be my 2 best skills.
Yeah.
Which hunter's the only one left open, so I guess I'll take it. But don't expect anything phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm pretty decent for, I think.
So what I'm hearing is
Oh.
my +3 to survival is the best in the group right now.
Oh, yeah. I got a +2. Okay, well, we can talk about rules later. I think this is how it's going to be for now since we've been
Yeah, this is
narratively doing
good.
this. So,
This is a good
This is-
kickoff and learn each other's strengths and weaknesses. moment.
yeah, we'll figure it out. Plus, it can change every time, so.
Guide. I need an embarkation roll.
How do I roll that? My button's gone.
Yep. Yes, it is.
When you accidentally stumble into a journey.
I know.
It's length of time. You're so close to the city where it didn't matter, but if you continue to follow this, you're getting to the point where you might have to make camp, you need rations, you need to hunt, all that stuff.
Ah, the moment Brian
Here
went,
you are.
all right, I was like, crap, here we go.
Here you guys are. Go ahead and roll a d12, add your survival bonus, so whatever that bonus modifier is, and then half of your wisdom mod rounded up.
Half of my wisdom mod.
I mean, you're level 2, your wisdom mod's not going to be
My
instant.
wisdom mod is 0.
Oh, it can only go up unless you pick up an item that really drives it down.
So, okay.
Moving on up.
Right, because my survival is +2. Yeah.
All right, you guys got some.
Oh no. This is where we all die.
We're all gonna die.
So as you guys press on through the forest and make the determination that we'll follow this trail as far as we can and see where it leads, the sun gets high in the sky, but it's actually fairly cool out. The sun is blocked off by most of the trees, and the ambient sounds of nature really sort of relax you guys, and it seems to raise your spirits and fill you with hope for the day ahead. And eventually, if rain were to come, it would just be a gentle sound that would fall down. Each member of the company may ignore the first exhaustion point that they accrue during this journey.
Hell yeah, brother.
So if you gain exhaustion at any point, you can ignore that level of exhaustion.
Cool.
I need to figure out journey events, so you guys got some RP stages you can do here. I'll be back.
So I guess you'll keep seeing every once in a while. You'll keep seeing me stopping for a moment, very briefly, to listen. Take a deep breath, and then either keep walking or stopping by like a tree trunk to place my hand on it and do some listening and silence that way, kind of sporadically throughout. And you'll see that as I'm walking with you guys, it's not like slow pace where it's like you guys have to slow down to keep up with me, but you can tell that I'm very mindful of where I'm stepping and how and looking around.
You have an interesting way of walking. Where did you learn that?
While I was growing up here, I spent a lot of time in the forest and was taught that you are one with it, and you honor it, and it will honor you back. As I said before, you take, but then return what you took. The cycle, but over time, through hunting and living in the wild, you start to feel it around you and become one with it. All is life around here.
Way to view the world.
What was that, Locke?
Tis a good way to view the world.
It is an interesting way to view the world, indeed. A good one. Not many people share it. At least not around here that I know.
No, I noticed that a lot when I started traveling. I learned a lot of it from my father figure. Father? Mentor. Someone else.
Was it your father, a father figure, or a mentor?
It's...
I guess those could all technically be the same person.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
I'll get the story out of you someday. And
Like I said, it's complicated.
Malvol is going to well, it's very hard to do this. So he's not going to pull out his instrument. His instrument's a little large. It'll be hard to play it while walking. But he'll just start humming just a little tune he picked up on one of his journeys. Nothing fancy. And he'll turn to Locke and he'll say, "You know, Firstborn, we only met yesterday. I don't know much about you, but I already feel like we've made fast friends, so to speak."
Well, my cordially friend, you could absolutely say that.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. What brings you to Osgiliath? You don't see too many of your kin here.
Mostly just traveling. I'm a smith by trade. I'm hired on at Osgiliath. And now I just kind of make my living doing favors for Madame and House of Healers, and really anywhere I can get work.
Sounds like a similar situation I'm in, but opposite. I've been traveling pretty much my whole life across wherever Gondor needed me when I was in the military. And now that I'm no longer in the military, I find myself stuck at home, doing odd jobs here and there for the military just to fill the time.
Suppose there are worse ways to get through the day.
There are. And you know,
At least, yeah.
a peaceful life isn't a bad life. Might be a boring one, but not a bad one. Not by any means.
Are we in the same region? Peaceful?
Relatively so. You hear the stories of the battle at the Black Gate, or the war in the north with Ironor, the battle at Forchell Bay, or the battle at Everdim.
In 500 years, I've seen true peace. For a small portion. What surrounds us, I still would not quite call that.
The city that I met you in is that a... It's not like Elven King's Hall, so is that city a prosperous one? A big one for men?
It does pretty well.
No. Don't
Player me
lie
had to
to
not
her.
chuckle during that.
Don't lie to her, Syrian. We all know if you want a true city, you need to get to Minas Tirith. It is to the west of Osgiliath. Osgiliath used to be much more prosperous. Civil war befell it more recently, and it never really recovered from that. A lot of its residents have moved on to other holdings. A lot of them to Minas Tirith itself. It is a sight to behold, though, crossing the plains of Pelennor, the Pelennor fields, seeing the radiant city rising on the mountainside, the white tower stretching, piercing the sky itself. It is wondrous, and you should see it while you're out here.
That sounds like a plan.
It sounds like a vacation, and who knows? Maybe you'll even see some proper Citadel guard. Or even the king.
Oh, the guards were not proper.
The guards you saw at Osgiliath, they're not Citadel Guard. Syrian, you were a Citadel Guard, weren't you?
I was.
What,
Was.
Did you ever tell... Does Malvo know the story of what happened there, or not?
Oh, I thought he was asking DM. I don't know if he was asking.
No, I was
me.
asking you. I was
Oh,
asking
sorry.
you,
Between
Kevin.
you two.
Okay, sorry. For some reason, whenever I hear questions like that, I was like, all right, DM's got this.
Is
But
that
no, not in
is
this
that
case.
something you would have shared with Malvo,
no.
or not?
No. No, I wouldn't have.
So
Or-
that informs my next response.
Well, wait, hold on. Before you do that, since you were in the military, you may know about it already. Not from me telling you, but you just kind of heard about it.
Okay. I think that still informs my response enough that Malvo's not a snitch.
Good, because that means you have to get a stitch.
But he'll say, whatever happened to you being in the Citadel Guard? It's not. I feel like you're young to have to still not be there.
Well, after the war, I didn't really see the need to stay in the guard. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Well, there's a story in there too. And I'd be honored to hear it someday, but don't feel pressured. It is your story.
No, don't worry. Don't worry, I don't.
The stories, sometimes, that we hold closest to our chest don't need sharing. And those stories make us who we are, whether we like it or not.
I do see it that way. It's not a story I'm particularly fond of sharing right now, so let's just say something happened when I was in the guard, and I didn't see the need to be in it anymore.
Hey, you followed your heart, you followed your honor, and,
Followed my liver.
and that last part a lot of people can say they did, but following your honor, leaving something that you don't feel comfortable with, that takes a lot of courage, Syrian. You should be proud of that.
Pride is a very, very, very... It's not a good term for it.
Pride can also be dangerous. It can lure us into defeat with whispers of glory.
I have heard of pride killing more soldiers than any other. Some want it for glory, some want it for riches. But more so than not, when it comes to this, it all often leads to a common place, the grave.
There was, there's a story of, a soldier I traveled with. And, he liked to, pull pranks on, some of the other soldiers when we had some downtime. And there was one time, I'll always remember this. He had replaced the commander's he had replaced the commander's alcohol with water, and no one would fess up who did it, and the commander was livid and made us all do extra duties as a result. But it was a bonding experience. Not fun at the time, but I look back at it fondly now. Anyway, are we there yet, killer?
So as the day wanes on, I will never interrupt roleplay unless something has to happen. As the day wanes on, and the sun starts arcing into the other side, most of your stomachs begin to rumble, and Malvor, you look about as the hunter of the group, looking for something to satisfy your bellies for the day. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Oh, why? Please. Why?
I got a feeling we're going hungry.
My rolls have been terrible.
I want to help.
Earned your inspiration.
Let's go.
Wait, is that the first one of this game?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Of this new campaign?
Yep.
Matt gets it to make sure we don't starve.
We gotta.
I get it
use
when
a
it
gift
counts.
set. The first natural 20.
So
You set the counter.
oddly enough, as you are following the trail and your trail back a little bit, you guys are sort of spread out a bit following Fig's lead. And you're walking around, and at one point you stop as you pass a couple of shrubs, and they have some bright red berries on them. And for some reason, like in your training, you recognize them as a very valuable source of nutrition, and even the leaves themselves are good for chewing and satiating hunger. So you're able to gather a bunch of these leaves and berries and pass them out to everyone to keep them satisfied enough to press on. All of you, even though you're at max right now, all of you can add 1 hit die to your pool.
Ooh. Do I, unless you totally made these up, do I recognize these berries at all? From my... This is more curiosity.
Go ahead and give me a nature check.
Oh, okay.
So, while I was in the military, we learned how to forage off the land in this area, and these berries and leaves, very nutritious.
14. Not familiar. Probably something that grows only in this region.
That makes sense.
But you guys press on, following for another hour or so, and you find yourself coming into a part of the forest that sort of dips down into a ravine of sorts, and it sort of rises up in a hill off to your side. Probably goes up 15 or so feet, bit of a steep hill. It's not sheer. You can get up it, but it's pretty steep. Syrian.
Yes.
Sure, I have the correct roll here. Yes, Syrian. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
You got it. Ooh.
Yep.
What do your human eyes see?
This is a great group.
Why
I
did we
see
all dump
trees
wisdom?
of green, red
I don't know what
roses
you're talking
too.
about, friend.
Like, almost all of my characters in the past had it, so I was like, no, I'm gonna do the slashy slash.
Problem is, by being the one with wisdom, there's like 3 different things that I can do.
I know, yeah.
You continue to follow Big's lead down into this ravine, following the trail of this one set of footprints. And as you come through,
The old man has a heart attack.
Give me a medicine check for CPR.
Not worth it.
Damn.
He lived a good life.
Malvor does a 15 hit.
Why is it me? Yeah, 15 hits.
Locke does an 18 hit.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Big does a 19 hit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Malvor, 8 piercing damage.
Ugh.
Locke 5 piercing damage, Fig 7 piercing damage, and I need Constitution saving throws from all three of you.
Oh no!
Jesus.
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on, I'm good at those.
As you're walking through this ravine, at one point, as 3 arrows come through the air and making contact with the 3 of you, some of them sort of glance off the armor, just sort of nicking you ever so much. But Vig, one actually gets through your hides, and you can feel a burning sensation start to pour into your blood. You are poisoned.
Thanks.
And whoops.
Do. This is gonna be a real test of combat because we got ambushed.
I need initiative rolls.
I'm excited.
You guys are. Give me 1 second.
I'm just getting my token on the map for initiative.
Yeah, you're down in this ravine area right here.
So like right.
Yeah, so when in the marching order was probably Fig out in front.
So like
you were
here?
heading. Hang on, give me a second. You were going this direction down the road.
Oh, so like here-ish.
Yes. So whatever your marching order would be, this is where the sheer hill is going up this way. So that section for like 10 feet is rough terrain until you make to the plateau up here. Make sense?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, so the line with the green and the brown meet, that's like difficult terrain.
Yep.
Where the green and the brown meet. Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a TPK.
No!
All right, then.
Syrian with the +1. Going.
Hi.
We got this. It's all good.
On the board? Oh boy. Looks like it. And oh look, the ambush. This works. All right. At the top of the round, we have the Hobgoblin, who is going to use 20 feet of his movements to get to the very top of that. Yeah, he's gonna come all the way down right next to Syrian and make 2 attacks.
What's good, boy?
2 attacks? Oh no!
First one is a 19.
Yeah, that hits.
And the second one is a 16.
Both hit.
So as he comes running down, one of this tall, lanky goblin, seeming to have like no real coordination in his movements, he comes lumbering down the side of the hill and almost barrels into you as he leans out with his mouth and takes a bite into your neck as you push him off and try to get yourself a little bit into position. His axe swings wildly and makes connection into your side. You take a total of 10 slashing or 10 damage overall, piercing and slashing.
Jesus.
And I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
12 as you feel the bite, the teeth sink into your neck as you push him off, and you feel the burn begin to take hold. You are also poisoned.
Yay. What does poison mean again? I've asked like 10,000 different times.
You have disadvantage on attacks.
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
And ability checks.
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
That will bring us to this archer, who is going to make a shot at Fig. With an 11.
Nope.
As you bring up your shield and parry it off, that will end his go. Syrian.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to attack with 2 hands with my sword. And use great weapon fighting. Okay, yeah. Yep, so we're gonna go in.
Go for it. Make your attacks at disadvantage. Roll again.
Oh, I probably should have just labeled that. Go back. And Shazam.
12 as you bring up your sword and you grip it in both your hands and you stumble a bit and you come out with a heavy attack, but he does bring up his shield and clambers off of it. 12 will miss.
Wait 1 second. I'm gonna just call out, and I'm just going to say, Syrian, remember your training, watch your footwork. And using my Captain of Gondor virtue, once per battle, you may have a nearby ally automatically hit on what was a missed attack.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
Nice. That's a
Alright.
reaction.
As the shield blocks the initial attack and you stumble off and you hear Malvor and you actually replace yourself and you grab the pommel and bring it back for a stab for 6 slashing. All right.
Once per battle. I burned it. It's gone. It's done.
Wow.
Well, I appreciate you. And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to second wind.
All right, go ahead.
So that's a D10 plus my warrior level, right? Or is it D8? I guess it's D10. One of these days I gotta write that down.
Warrior. Pretty sure it's
Pretty sure it's a D10. It's in my
D10.
book. Actually, hold on.
It's
D10
D10 plus
warrior
your level.
God, guys, I just grabbed my book and I just found it.
Sorry, I haven't memorized.
That's fine. Just want to make sure I got that down. Yep.
I've played
Okay,
fighters so
and-
many times. Such a fun class.
4.
4. You can heal 4 hit points.
Okay. It's like just putting a band-aid on a poison wound. Yep, it's fine. It's fine. It's good. It's great. Okay, that's my turn.
All right, that'll bring us to this goblin archer who's going to move up. And you know what? Just because I've been doing it, here's the glow ups of the hobgoblin.
Oh, look at them.
Looking
No, don't do
They're
fabulous.
so ferociously cute.
I don't like it.
You're gonna murder us.
There's
Lindsay,
the
he just bit me, okay?
They are gonna murder us.
I love
God,
these
he's-
blow ups.
He's officially named Charlie. Thank you.
that archer is going to look down in the ravine and make an attack at Locke.
Oh, so the green is above us, not below us.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, you guys are down in. With an 8, though, is the arrow just hits right into the dirt a few feet short of you. That will end his go, Locke.
And with my broadsword. Okay, how does. Again, it's because of my own not fully understanding of this system. How does flanking work?
You have to
On
be
each side?
on the
Opposite
the
sides?
opposite side. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the same flanking rule as D&D. I just ask as a DM to not have a massive goddamn conga line of flanking.
No, that's perfectly fine. That's why I asked that, because 3rd edition, 4th edition D&D, it was opposite. 5th edition, it's another ally within 5 feet, which is why I asked. But you clarified it. You said the other side. That's all I needed to know. I'm not arguing rules. Sorry.
If you're asking for sneak attack, though, as long as they're within 5 feet and they're within melee range, then yeah, you get sneak attack.
Oh.
Flanking's purely for advantage.
Okay then. Well, in that case, let's take a swing at this guy.
20 will hit.
Or 13 slashing damage.
13.
Huh.
As you just come up alongside of him and part of his shield's just sort of broken open, so you do a quick jab in through and get right into like the upper pectoral. Didn't even know you were there.
Right, the 10.
And it's funny that you say that. Speaking of, didn't even know I was there. Then I used my bonus action to disengage and go right back to where I was.
There you go.
Because I can do that now because we hit level 2.
Locke busting out the hit and run tactics.
Exactly.
Malvor.
Sorry, Syrian.
I'm going to go ahead and okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use my action to use my bow. Do I have line of sight on the goblins on the rocks who shot at us?
You do. From the angle, they have half cover.
Okay, so it's a little hotter of a shot. I'm not poisoned. I was making the shots in the last battle. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna try it.
All right.
Actually, what I could do as well. So how much movement if I got up out of the ravine? Like say here, that'd be like 20 feet of movement.
That's
probably.
20 feet, so you'd have 10 left.
Does that reduce their cover?
It does a little bit. The rock itself is still probably about 10 feet off the ground, so they're actually pretty high up. But getting out of the ravine does solve that issue.
Okay. So then I will get out of the ravine, just give myself a little bit of an edge. And I'm gonna go attack with my short bow.
Okay.
It doesn't even matter. Nothing matters. We all
As
die.
it hits against the rock and the shaft of the arrow splinters out.
Just so I'm not completely. Oh, I got a reroll from Pyro. Thank you, Pyro.
Yay!
I also gotta remember I have inspiration. 22. Thank you, Pyro.
22 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Which one were you attacking?
I'm attacking the one that's closest to me on the rock. So
Okay.
this one. That one.
Gotcha.
Don't mind me missing the fact that there were 2 of them up there because I scrolled down.
7 piercing.
7. Whew.
And then I'm going to go ahead and, because I'm pretty sure my gift die, that I gave, the second gift die I gave to Killer, to,
It's
to
good.
Fig, is already gone because they only last 10 minutes.
I used it on a roll.
Okay, it doesn't matter. You used it anyway. But you don't have
Yeah.
one.
No.
Everyone else still well, I guess. I think you need a gift die because you're poisoned and you don't have inspiration. So, I'm going to use my bonus action and I'm going to call out to Fig and I'm going to say, You're tougher than some poison killer. Show them who they're messing with. And I'm going to give you a gift die.
Sweet.
Alright.
And that is the end of my turn.
That brings us to Fig.
So, right as you finish saying that, it seems like it's on cue, but you can also tell this is just her pure reaction. The arrow came from this dick, right?
It came from one of them. It was a surprise round. You don't know who hit you.
It's fine. He's closest. She sees him first. So she gets hit by the arrow, I think in the shoulder you said. She's going to grab it, clench it, pull it out, and then just like snap it in two in her hand, and she's gonna go and look right at that goblin right there, and with a spring in her step, leap bestial-like, and with her axe just swipe down at him in a rage. So fury first, then attack.
All right, so as you get into a battle fury and you just sprint out of this ravine and leap down at him, go ahead and roll your attack.
And I will do that. Do I want to do that recklessly? No, I'm
Currently at disadvantage. You are poisoned.
YOLO, I'll do it.
Reckless attack?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Straight roll.
Swing that axe. I will roll that gift die.
Glad I gave you a gift die. I don't know what their AC is, but...
Go ahead.
15!
15 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yay!
As you go lumbering up, boom, boom, jump up with the axe over your head.
I envisioned it as two-handed, so I will be honest with that.
So your shield is not out, so your AC drops.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the way that works.
Never mind, it's one-handed.
All right. Just to be clear, you're
No,
more
I
than welcome to do
appreciate that.
two hands. I'm just saying, if your shield's not out, your AC will drop.
No, I envisioned it two-handed, so I'll still be honest with it. It's good.
All right, so 3 damage, but your shield is currently stowed on your back,
Sounds good.
which works because it was a surprise round. You probably didn't have it
Yeah,
out to begin
so
with.
it's all good. Yeah.
All right, you can
that-
move yourself right next to them.
Right, I can only attack once. I am so used to double attacks.
Level 2, man.
That is action and bonus action. Wait, is that? Oh, I rolled a 1. Plus 2.
For what?
I'm just making sure that's right because it says.
Yeah, that's right. Unless
okay.
unless you don't have your rage damage. Oh, you're missing
don't
your
think
rage
I
damage.
do.
Your fury
Yeah.
damage, which should probably be at least +2.
What does it say? You gain a bonus to the damage roll that increases as you gain levels as a slayer.
Yep.
Shown in the fury damage column. Oh my god. That's my turn. I'll get that number to you in a second.
All
Don't
right.
wait on me.
Probably +2 right now, but go. Yeah, you can look
Probably,
it up.
but I will double check. You don't need to wait on me to figure that out.
All right, that will bring us to this archer, the other one at the top that has just got shot at
I
by
was hoping to kill it.
Malvor, so he's gonna make a reprisal at Malvor with a 16.
Oh yeah, that hits.
It is +2, so that was a 5 total for damage. Sorry.
So an extra 2.
Yes. And I'm
Okay.
gonna change that now in my character sheet.
4 piercing, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Come on, Malvol. Yes! I'm a tough
18.
old man. I'm tough old leather.
The arrow swishes past and just nicks the side of you, not enough to actually get the poison into you.
Malvol has actually just survived this long because he's lucky.
And his go, and that brings us to the hobgoblin, who's actually going to move here. And he's gonna make his 2 attacks: a bite at Fig and an axe at Syrian. Fig, a 16,
That now hits.
4 piercing, and you're already poisoned.
So half, right?
Yep.
Yes. So
Welcome
total
to
2.
double HP.
And then he swings blindly behind him with his axe, and with a 7 will miss.
Okay.
That brings us to this archer, who's going to make an attack at Locke as he sees him sort of backtrack back down into the ravine. With a 20 will hit. 5 piercing, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
You know, if we all were dwarves, we'd have advantage against poisons, eh?
13 as the arrow hits sort of your left shoulder and gets past the bit of armor you have, and you feel the burning sensation from the tip of the arrow, but you reach up and you grab the arrow and you pull it out and throw it to the side. 13 just barely succeeds.
We don't save at the end of our turns for that or anything, do we?
Nope,
Okay.
you are poisoned for 1 minute.
Jesus. Oh no, that's rough.
Except for Syrian. His poison was different.
Oh!
The poison on the tips of the arrows are different than the poison that comes out of the guy's mouth. So
I feel like poisons are an underutilized part of D&D,
I agree.
and I'm really glad you use them.
I'm not.
Are
Syrian.
you though right now?
I'm having fun.
I'm not. I'm poisoned. I'm gonna attack this boy.
All right, go for it. At disadvantage.
Yep, I already selected disadvantage. I figure I'm gonna stay like that for a while. Alright, let me pull that up. Eesh.
12, unfortunately, will miss.
Fuck it,
Nice,
I'm
is
burning an action surge.
All right, go for it.
Yeah.
16 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
There we go. Holy, and I'm two-handing it.
Yep, 13. Damn. As you come up behind him and you make the first attack, and his attention was on you because he made his last attack at you. And the first attack, he brings up the shield, and it was a hefty attack. It actually breaks the guard a bit, and you follow it up, swinging back upwards and carve right up across the chest. 13. He's coughing up blood, but he's still up.
He's taking.
God
He's
damn.
Oh my
taking.
god!
He's taking
This
like
guy.
30 points of damage.
This guy!
Ooh,
Did I
he's
get
tough.
any form of... Oh, wait, no, his attention was on me, so I don't flank him.
You could have been flanking him if you would have moved 5 feet to your right.
Oh, I thought I was, because... Okay. Okay, just so we get advantage in the future, I'm going to move over this way. And that's it.
It brings us to this archer in front of Fig, who's going to drop his bow and pull out his dagger. He brings it up and comes down, and he's shorter than you, so it's coming at like your midsection, and you two-hand your axe and you bring up the shaft of it and basically catch his wrist and then spin the axe around and actually disarm him with a natural 1.
I want to
Nice.
plop him.
That will end his go. Lock.
So I have a question.
Okay.
If I go there, since we literally have him surrounded, do I have advantage?
Rules is written no, but you do get sneak attack from all that. I know. I'm not too stingy on rules,
I know.
but
I get it. It's fine. Damn it, Kevin, you shouldn't have moved.
No, see, then now we do the conga line or total surround with Matt going on the other side. I'm totally kidding.
whoops.
Fingers crossed he's not going to move anywhere. Yeah, he down. I hope.
18 will hit, 12 slashing. He,
Please die.
as you just run up and you just take a very elegant, quick slice right across the throat, and he just drops the weapons and falls to the ground.
And use the rest of my movement to get up in front of old man.
Hi, firstborn. Exciting, no?
No, just because I
Malvo.
call you Coffin Dodger doesn't mean that you should.
I'm going to use my action to try and shoot the goblin I have been shooting.
Go for it.
I'm gonna burn my.
Oh my
I'm gonna burn my inspiration.
Just X out of roll 20
Alright.
and reboot.
Oh,
my god!
Oh, God.
Of course, I just...
Just goes wide.
Oh, that's better than I was expecting. I'll take that.
Do we not have the fail counter anymore?
No, it should be there.
There
There
it
it
is.
is.
Sometimes it's slow.
Yeah.
It's got to reach out to the API, do some JavaScript, and return it. So
Do it faster!
I'm going to. That's my turn.
all right. Fig.
So you said that she had both hands on the axe and did kind of like a spin thing to disarm the goblin. So
Yeah.
as she does the spin and gets out of it after disarming, she lets go with one hand and then has the axe out to her side in just one hand now. And then can I then reach back for my shield and still do stuff?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay, I need to
Free action to stow or draw a weapon.
Free action. Okay. So after she does that with her shield, her eyes are wild and she's still growling and snarling, and she just like raises her axe now that he's disarmed and just, I don't know, goes for the head, just like whoosh, clean cut.
Recklessly?
Yes. Why
All
not?
right, go ahead and roll attack as a straight roll. 20. Go ahead and roll damage.
And I wrote a little note for Fury.
Wait, you rolled as advantage, first of all.
I'm sorry, but that's still my first roll.
All right, I'm just saying.
I'm
Be aware
sorry.
of that.
Yep, I got it. It's toggled. So
3.
3 plus 2, so 5. I rolled a nat 1 again on my damage die.
That's yeah.
5. You pull out your shield and you just bring the axe right across, and just real quick. And for a second, he just stares at you, and then the head slowly slides off the neck and just tumbles to the ground.
Awesome. And then I'm going to. I know this is rough terrain right here. Right.
Not where you are at that point.
But if I'm going up to the rock.
If you go onto the rock, because the rock's like 10-15 feet, like it's a big boulder.
That is a.
So you would have to like scale it with like an athletics check
That's a nice
or something
boulder.
like that.
Can I do a running jump?
You can certainly try. That'll be an athletics check.
I would like to do.
You are raging, so it's going to be a straight roll because you're still poisoned.
It's not for athletics though. It's only strength checks and strength saving throws.
Athletics is a strength check.
Athletics is a strength-based check.
Right. That's fine. She's gonna do it anyway, because otherwise she'll literally spider climb that rock. But I think a running leap will be more fun. So he's basically trying to do a running leap to get to like here. Is that level with him technically? Right in front of him.
I'll say yes.
Okay.
Not how that boulder is actually designed, but yeah, I'll say yes.
Or I mean, I can go like right there instead if that works.
Just make your check.
Athletics, do the thing.
9. You get a running start and you cover those 20 feet and you leap, and you actually get up to where you need to be, but you find loose purchase and you actually lose your footing and you come back down to the ground. So you're at the base of the rock.
All right, that is fine. That's my turn.
All right, that brings us to the archer on the right.
I'm just snarling.
Yeah, he's kind of snarling back as he lowers his bow and looks around, sees the hobgoblin die, and the other one's head get taken off, and he just sort of gets wide-eyed and turns and uses his action to dash to make 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Get back here.
Bitches out. That will end his turn. That hobgoblin is dead. That brings us to the next archer, who is going to do literally the same thing. Flee the area. They've abandoned the fight. The threat is over, but if you guys want to attempt to pursue or anything like that, I'll keep you in initiative. It's up
I
to you.
will not.
Malvol won't.
Okay.
Put a little bit of pinging.
All right, we'll leave initiative.
We're not chasing somebody? What?
Yeah, I know. I'm a little baffled, but that will end the encounter.
A tactically sound group.
I forgot what it feels like to be shot with arrows.
It's the blood pumping.
I'm just standing there, like, axe at the ready, watching them run, but you see, like, big, heavy breaths from me because I'm angry.
You all take a moment, get your breaths. Big, your poison subsides.
So does my rage at that rate. Cool. Because they're both a minute.
Yep.
Rage Fury, sorry.
You also lose
Same
your
difference.
fury after one round if you don't do or take
Oh,
any
that's
damage.
fair. Yeah, so I got less angry first.
Do I lose my poison?
Well,
Oh my gosh!
I
Oh,
think
dear.
I think we should just take a breather, take a short rest, take like an hour.
Help me!
What time?
And go ahead.
What's the day looking like right now? Is it getting dark?
It's late afternoon, probably early evening.
Okay.
We at
You
our
guys have been out
3/4
for
sun
most
mark.
of the day. Yeah.
We should take a short
We
We
rest
should
and
probably
then
start turning around.
take a short rest and turn around.
I agree.
If you guys head back, you would not make it back before nightfall. Okay.
We should at least rest so we can bandage ourselves a little bit.
Yeah. Can I roll a medicine check to see if I can figure out what's wrong with good old Syrian?
I'm just puking off by a tree.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check. 21.
Nice!
Damn.
You all sort of take a moment, get situated, take a break, and tend to your wounds, or even just catch a breath. You look over the bite mark. Looks pretty nasty. I got a good bit of punctures throughout it. Nothing that won't subside with time and healing. It's not going to be anything long term.
Throw some dirt on it, you'll be fine.
I'm just gonna look at Locke, pick up a thing of dirt in my hand, still looking at him, not even looking at the wound, just go.
And now you're
Now it's
infected.
Now it's infected. Now it will be long term.
Reduce your max hit points by 1d4.
Kidding. I'm kidding.
That's funny though.
I'm just
If
gonna
you
go
take a short
puke.
rest, if you guys
I'm gonna
take a
go
short
puke
rest,
again by a tree.
While we take
roll
a
hit
short
dice.
rest,
anything
I'm
back?
going to tell a campfire tale. And
Nice.
every hit die you expend, you can add 1d6 to your roll.
Heck yeah. So
We got one. Boom.
8.
Boom! I got 9. I don't even need to do that. Wow.
Oh,
Shit.
you know what? That actually helped a lot. I'm
Ooh.
1 away from max now. Thank you. That
I'd
was
say
a-
on a scale of from 1 to 16, I'm down 16. Yay!
Yeah, I'm maxed out too.
Only needed to use that extra hit die. Thank you.
So everyone, remember that you do have 1 hit die above your level right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now we
That
have our
will
level.
not recoup. That will not.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I just used it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna mime some bandaging of wounds and be like, "Oh, really gets the blood flowing. I feel much better." Anyway, that's how Frederick nearly died, but was able to save himself by lopping off his own arm. He's still alive to this day, as far as I know. It's been a while since I've seen him, though.
That is quite a story.
Well,
Guys, bandage up and take your short rest. At the conclusion of that, an hour later, Syrian, you are no longer poisoned.
Yay.
As soon as we finish, I would like to stand and try to take a look around to see if anything, animal, goblin, orc, or otherwise, might be around.
Give me a perception check.
So does this count if I do this? I have something called Vigilant Senses, and I totally forgot about it before. It says you begin to sense when danger is near and have advantage on perception ability checks when seeking to detect nearby enemies or ambushes.
But
Our lookout,
So-
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so that not the ambush was reliant on the lookout's roll.
Right. But so would this count for right now in the check you just asked?
Sure, since you guys are just sort of like looking at the camp immediately itself, but if you're actually traveling, then that would be on the lookout.
Right. No, I'm not. Yeah, I get that.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Going forward, you're gonna be our lookout.
Yeah.
Sure. My perception is 0, though.
Oh,
But
that's right.
advantage is equal to a +5, more or less.
But I think it's if I say I'm actively seeking to detect nearby enemies, right? Is that how the wording is?
Depending on, like, if it's like a journey event, like what you guys just encountered, I just asked for the roll. So you can ask me, is like, if this is trying to perceive this or that, because it's just sort of triggers, and that's just a reminder to me. Otherwise, yeah, you're gonna have to tell me what you're trying to perceive.
Okay.
17.
Cool.
Things seem calm around now. There's a couple of animals about, but nothing predatory. No goblins or orcs in the immediate vicinity that you can see.
Or any other beasts and whatnot.
Nothing predatory.
The wolf I met earlier at the ravine, was that in roughly this area or this direction?
Not at this rate. Not at this rate. That's too far away.
Okay, so like knowing my knowledge of how packs move and whatnot, they wouldn't be potentially in this area from where I had seen them earlier.
Not that pack.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's one pack in the entire forest of Ithilien.
I mean, they fight for territoire, so...
And one pack won the entire forest.
Oh.
No, you don't see anything that's alarming or it causes you to think something's going to attack.
Okay.
So
I think we are safe for now, but we should get moving before others or even wolves catch our scent and decide to try to make us food.
Speaking of scent, we should return back to town and get ourselves to that bathhouse.
I'm down for this. Bath episode
day already?
Yeah.
Spa episode.
Woo!
We're not doing the beach episode yet.
Does this mean, am I still guide?
Guide for the return journey. So you guys are abandoning the trek and returning back to Osgiliath?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
At the risk of not being dead, yes.
Yeah.
This was
Figures-
just a little baby journey.
In the entirety of Darkening of Mirkwood till now, that is the first failed journey.
Oh
Look at that. Unsuccessful. You guys turn around and start heading back. Easy enough to make your way all the way back towards the original path and road and follow that all the way back into Osgiliath just as the sun begins to dip behind the mountains in the west. And that is where we will end tonight. And we'll pick up next week. You guys back in Osgiliath, licking your wounds and tried to set off on your own.
Oh no.
Put some clues together, but
Hey,
see where this leads.
we've learned what we're good at and what we're not.
But the whole party's together, yay!
Yay!
So
It would have been a
thank you
different.
all for
It would have
joining
been.
us.
It would have been a different story if we weren't ambushed.
Yeah.
If the perception check was successful, you guys would have had the surprise round.
Hmm.
So it is what it is. Journey
Yeah,
events can be a bitch.
Oops.
But thank you so much for joining us. It's the way the cookie crumbles. We'll be back next week. Lindsay will be live Thursday at 6:30 for a mini paint and chat for the first time in a while. So no KOTOR this week. She's going to be painting a phoenix. And the rest of our streams are on vacay this week. We'll all be back next week.
I'm
Thank
so
you all so much.
excited. Get this
Hope you
game.
enjoyed it. See you next week and stay proficient.
Bye.